Some shocking Medicare news was just released, and this is going to give us a better glimpse into what Medicare is going to mean for beneficiaries and enrollees over the coming years. This is some pretty important stuff, as there was a recent report out of the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, as they released their budget of economic outlook, and it's sharing some very interesting things around Medicare. I'm going to break it all down for you here in this video, and I also do have this article right here, which I'm going to pop up in just a second so you can see and read for yourself exactly what they're talking about right here. These are some huge numbers, like unbelievably huge numbers that we need to understand, because at the end of the day, it's more than just a report, an outlook, a forecast, but rather this gives us a glimpse into what Medicare is likely going to look like for beneficiaries literally over the coming years in a pretty big way. Which, by the way, if you're currently on Medicare, if you need to enroll in Medicare, if you need help with Medicare in any way, shape, or form, contact chapter there, 100% free. Again, over 10,000 of you have called them just in the last year. A few thousand of you so far this year, collectively saving over $2 million. They're going to help you find the right Medicare plan and coverage for you and your personal needs. It's incredible. They've helped a ton of people here in this community. Phone number's there, and again, you can see it for yourself. Free Medicare help. Give them a call. They'll help you along the whole way, totally for free. They have access to over 20,000 plans. Give them a call. They should be very, very helpful to those of you in this community, as they've already helped, again, thousands and thousands and thousands of you right here in this community. All right, anyway, let's pop this article up right here, right now. Feel free to read through the details. All right, this is a report out of the CBO, Congressional Budget Office, and again, their budget and economic outlook. Here's what they found. This year, 2026, they're expected to spend $1.1 trillion on Medicare just this year. That's not Medicaid, just Medicare this year in 2026, okay? Now, here's what else is interesting about this. As they forecast out into the future, they're expecting this $1.1 trillion of Medicare expenditures to increase out by 2036, so in 10 years from right now, to expand up to $2 trillion. $2 trillion, nearly doubling literally in the next 10 years, as more and more people are becoming eligible for Medicare. That's incredible. $2 trillion, which would be about 4% of GDP, which is nuts. That's nuts, right? That's incredible. Anyway, here's what they also found. As of right now, there's about 68 million people enrolled in Medicare Part B that we recognize, right? We know this. I've mentioned that statistic many times before in all the videos. They also find that by 2027, there's going to be 71.5 million people enrolled in Medicare Part A. That's what we all recognize and call hospitalization coverage. So 71.5 million people by 2027. Okay, here's what's interesting. Out by 2036, they're anticipating 80.5 million people. So literally another 9 million people will be on Medicare Part A hospitalization coverages just in the next 10 years alone, okay? It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. And again, this is going to cost a lot of money. Now, they continue to anticipate, further down in this report here, that expenditures on this program will continue to increase by about a 5% pace per year. Okay, so what does that mean for beneficiaries? Here's what that means for beneficiaries. If they're anticipating a minimum 5% expenditure increase on this program per year going forward, what does that tell us? In a little subliminal message here. What does it tell us? It tells us that the Medicare Part B premium is going to continue to increase pretty substantially. Remember, the Medicare Part B premium from 2025 until this year, 2026, the premium increased by 9.6% or $17.90. That's nasty. Remember, the Medicare Part B premium right now in 2026 is $202.90 a month, up from $185 a month last year in 2025, okay? Now, I'm going to say like 4 months ago, maybe 5 months ago now, it was in last year. It was maybe October, November, something like that, around that range of last year, 2025. I came out in a video and I was showing projections that they've projected all the way out until 2035. If we look at the projections out of the CMS and the Social Security Board of Trustees annual report, and we look at all these different projections that are out there, they're actually projecting by the year 2035, so literally in 9 years from right now, that the Medicare Part B premium is going to be $347. not $247, $347. That's an increase from where we're at right now of about $145, give or take a little bit, literally in the next 9 years. $145 increase. That's a lot of money over the next, that's like on average, just roughly adding this, that's like a $15-ish increase per year for the next 9 years to bring us up to that range. $347 a month of a premium for Medicare Part B is what they're projecting by 2035. Okay? That's going to be a huge burden on beneficiaries. Now, the big question that I have to you is this. And again, this is not a trick question, and I'm not trying to ask this question to be funny, but I'm just throwing this out there for reality purposes here, which is, does your Social Security benefit keep up with the Medicare Part B premium increase every year? The answer is no. We know this, right? On a percentage basis, last year to this year, 2025 to 2026, we saw almost a quadruple of the Medicare Part B premium increase over the COLA of 2.8%. COLA, 2.8%. Medicare Part B premium, 9.6%. Nearly a quadruple. That's nuts, right? That is nuts on a percentage basis. Now, obviously, dollar for dollar, it's a little bit different because we're talking about a $200 premium versus say, a $1,000 to $1,200 to $2,000 monthly benefit. So obviously, dollar for dollar, it's very different. But on a percentage basis, it's nuts. And guess what's going to happen? Because of the premium increases that are going to continue, that we know probably 5 to 10% a year, every single year for literally the next 10 years on the premium, and the cost of living adjustments on benefits going to be, 1 to maybe 3% on average going forward for the next 10 years. Literally, we're going to see a Medicare Part B premium that not only is going to outpace on a percentage basis, but also on a dollar for dollar basis. This is also going to outpace the COLAs. So literally, we're going to see, literally our COLAs being reduced to nothing once we factor in the Medicare Part B premium. That's disgusting, right? This is disgusting. I'm not sure how else to say it, right? Which is where the hold harmless rule will also come into effect to help beneficiaries. Well, I shouldn't say it's going to help. It's going to help to reduce the impact of the Medicare Part B premium, which is the hold harmless rule within Social Security. Basically states that if the Medicare Part B premium outpaces what the COLA actually provides a Social Security beneficiary as the COLA raise, that their benefit will not actually be reduced, but rather it'll just be held steady at the current rate that it was the previous year, and it won't actually reduce their benefit. Does that make sense? So anyway, we saw that hitting for a bunch of beneficiaries this year, and going forward, realistically, the next 10 years, we're going to see that greater than ever impacting benefit checks. Anyway, I just want you to be very aware of what we can anticipate going forward. The massive expenditures out of Medicare here, as again, the baby boom generation hitting that age and rich, a lot of people, like 11,000 people a day, 330,000 people a month, and like 4 million people a year becoming eligible for Medicare year in and year out for at least the next few years. And over the next 10 years, the massive expenditures of $2 million, $2 trillion. I said 2 million. What a fool. I said 2 million. Sorry. I meant to say 2 trillion. $2 trillion, okay? That is nuts. By the way, just for a fun little exercise, write the number $2 trillion down sometime. You'll be shocked with how big of a number that is. I'll give you a quick little hint. You need to have 4 commas if you write a trillion. So 2 trillion and add 4 commas. That's nuts. That's a lot of numbers, okay? It's a huge number. It's ridiculous. Anyway, that's per year, by the way. $2 trillion a year of Medicare expenditures by 2036. All right, anyway, again, if you're on Medicare, if you need to enroll in Medicare, if you have questions on Medicare, if you hate your Medicare plan, if you can't see your doctor, can't see your providers, can't get your prescriptions covered, you're paying too much, you feel like your plan is a joke, you feel like your plan does not cover you, whatever it happens to be, you need help finding the right, proper Medicare plan for you and your personal needs, call Chapter there. Again, they've helped thousands and thousands and thousands of you in this community so far. It's incredible to see how much savings those of you are having. Again, over $2 million of savings. They have access to over 20,000 plans. Again, about 10,000 of you in the last year have called them. A couple thousand of you so far this year have called them. Give them a call. Let them help you. Again, it's totally free. You can see it for yourself right there. Free Medicare help. Give them a call. See what they can do. And let me know how it goes after you talk to them. Just drop a comment down below. Use the word chapter within your comment. Let me know. I'd love to grab your comment and add it to my ongoing list here when I'm featuring some videos. Otherwise, enjoy your day. Take care. Please subscribe if you're new here. 100% free. Big subscribe button down below. Please share the video. Big share button down below. Otherwise, check out the other 6,000 plus videos here on the channel in the video library. Otherwise, enjoy your day. Take care, and I'll catch you again later.